Hi all of you. We'll start with the prayer. O God, the origin of all knowledge, bless all of us so that we may learn the subjects better and do our duties well. So good day to all of you. So we have completed the ninth chapter, that is properties of light. The notes are given in the Google Classroom. Okay. So notes will be given, and I hope that reflection, all those things you have understood. The properties, light, there are light travels in a straight line. Then what is the next one? Light travels in a straight line. Soon as we switch on the light, it spreads everywhere. It moves faster. Then reflection means when something is they're opposite to that light, what happens? It can bounce back. It bounces back. That is known as the reflection. And refraction is if it is going through any medium, it's water, it can be seen bending. One example is that in a glass of water, if you put a spoon, you can see, have you observed it? You can see a pencil or whatever it is. If you keep, you can see the thing. Because of that light, it shows the property of that light. That is a refraction. You can see the part which is under the water, in the water, below the water, in the water, you can be seen bending. That is known as refraction of light. So these are the properties you have studied, and I hope the chapter is clear to you. Again, the next one, chapter 10 is about measurement, which you already have learned in maths. Okay. So, but ma'am will be taking that chapter, but now I am not taking it. We are going to the next chapter, that is chapter 11. Yeah. Then after chapter 12 only ma'am will be taking the next one, chapter 10. Okay, that because already you have learned that only a few things from it will be taken. So shall we move to the chapter 11, that is force and its effects. Okay, so before we come to that, force, the term force, we will learn what is meant by, you might have heard these two terms, push, yeah, pull. So we see what is push and pull. The term is the difference. Push, what is push? Sometimes we confuse what is meant by pushing. You won't be pushing. Sometimes if you fight or you want that and all, assembly time and all, no, how will you go? To keep your hands back. Sometimes your hand will be on the other one's back. Yes. Now I want to move this table. Yeah, I am going to move this table. I don't want it near to me. What I am going to do is I move it forward. Okay, this is push. Okay, this one, what I have done now, moving it away from us, that is known as pushing it. I pushed it out. Okay, now what happened? It's so far away. That's the difference. That is moving from us, moving away from us. It is known as pushing. Now I need the staple again towards me. I can't stand properly here, so I have to keep it little more. My books are all there. So what I am going to do, I move it towards me. Pulling towards. That is known as pull. Pulling towards me. So that is push. Pushing means moving it away from us. Pulling, that is moving towards us. Yes, that is the term push and pull. So you can take your class itself. Sometimes very angry, you will be pushing. That is pushing. Okay. Sometimes you come here. He is not coming. What will you do? Sometimes you will be asked now. You will be moving him towards you. What is it? Pulling towards you. Yeah, that's pulling. Okay, pull. So these are the two terms what you learned. Now for all this, now what I done this is having weight. So I pushed it. If I do like this, will it go? What I do, I have exerted some energy on it, isn't it? Yes. To pull it towards me also, I have to exert some energy on me. So that when I pushed or pulled, I exerted something there, and that thing, that energy, what I have exerted, what I applied on it, that is called as that is known as the force. The energy applied to push a thing or to pull a thing, that is known as the force. The force is a push or pull acting on an object. Yeah, the exerted force, and a force, energy is exerted. That energy is known as the force. That term is known as the force. Okay, so to do a push or pull, you need what? Force. You have applied some force to it. Then only it moved. Okay, so you understood the term push and you understood the term pull also. Now you will get. Now, caroms, if you are playing caroms, what will you do? The striker, yeah? You are striking, you are pushing the striker. So what happens? The carom coins will go away. Okay. Now if you want to open the door, it is opening the door. Sometimes opening, it is coming towards you, that is pulling. So for all these things, what you need the force. Okay. So you need force to push or pull something. So that is the first part. What is force? Now if you have seen a batsman hitting in a cricket and all, he want to, there are people there standing, bowlers are standing there. What will he do? He want to change the direction. What will he do? He will change the direction and the ball will be going to other side. That is by exerting force. That to change the direction we are using the force. Now a plastic bottle, an empty plastic bottle. If you hold tightly, what happens to that bottle? It crashes. Exert force to change the shape. What happened? It changed the shape. It crushed it by exerting the force. Isn't it? So like that, the force has many effects. It helps to change the direction. It helps to stop something. Rolling something. If you exert force, if you keep your exert force there, what happened? It will stop there. Or to push something here, we have to, all those things, the force is needed. Understood? So that is given on page number 72. Let us see what we have learned about force. It is given there. Next, this we will read in the next class. We will read the chapter. You will understand that more. So that is about force, and there are different types of forces. That's what we are going to see again. There are different types of forces. You understand what is type of forces? It helps to change the direction. It helps to change the object, the shape of an object. Yes, it helps to move an object from one place to another. All these are the effects of force. Now we are going to see there are different types of forces. That is what we are going to see. Force. Here we are going to study force. One is gravitational force. Gravitational force. Okay. Second one, frictional force. Third, magnetic force. And another one, fourth one is muscular force. These are the four types of forces you are going to learn. Yes. First, we will take this muscular force itself. Our human body. We need some force to move objects. And what does it? What help us? The muscles on our hand, muscles. That we are using the muscles to exert the force to move something or to pull something, to run, walk, and we use muscles force to do all these things. That kind of force using the muscles, that is known as the muscular force. So that is understood, no? Muscles of our body. So we are, for all these things, we are using our muscles to do. So that is why it is known as the muscular force. Now we will come to the gravitational force. What is gravitational force? Now, whatever we are throwing up, will it go up itself? Will it go up itself? What happens after some time? Now I throw this ball. What happened to the ball now? Did it go up again? No. What happened? It came down. Isn't it? If I put something else again, will it go up like that? No, it is coming back. Why? Because there is a force on our earth which pulls that thing back. Understood? And that force which will pull it down, that force is known as there is a gravity. That's a gravitational force on the earth, and that is known as gravitational force, which brings that things back to earth. Understood? That is known as the gravitational force. So whatever, that is why, because of the gravitational force, whatever we are throwing up, it is coming back. It is coming back. Now you are standing in top of that any building, and you won't be able to look. You will be having an attraction to turn. Your mama will be telling, don't stand nearby the terrace, that and all. What? Yeah, there will be a tendency to fall because it is attracting. Earth is attracting towards down. Understood? Because of that force, because of that gravitational force. That is known as the gravitational force. You understood muscular force? For doing to run, to walk, to push something, we are using our muscles. That is known as a muscular force. The gravitational force is the force exerted by the earth to pull the things down. That is why those things are not going up and being stuck there because of the gravitational force. Again is the frictional force. Now you can see the table here, the chair here. Now if I do like this, the table will not move. I have to exert some force on it. Now, and it is a flat surface, its legs are flat, and it is little hard to move also, because what it has, the place where it has some friction. As it is a rough area, so it has some friction. That is known as the frictional. You have to exert a little more force for pushing it. So easily it won't go. That is known as the frictional force, the force that act against the movement of the objects. When two things are there, it needs some force. That is the frictional force. Okay, frictional force. The table, whatever have to move, it will not move so fast because it is having some friction to it. But now when you're walking, but if there is some water on the tiles or wherever it is, what happens to you? What happens? You will be slipping so fast. Why is it so? There is no that whatever will say that friction had gone, and it reduced the friction. The water or oil water is there on this floor. What happens? You will be slipping because the friction had gone. So you won't be able to walk properly. You will be slipping and falling down. You are able to walk like this because of the friction on the surface. So that is known as the frictional force. Okay, that is a frictional force. And the next one, magnetic force. You know what are magnets? Might have seen magnets. You might be playing with the magnets, I hope. Yes. And two magnets are here with me. You know what is a magnet? What is the importance of magnet? There are some force. If you these two magnets itself, see, I didn't do anything. It attracted. There is a force exerting to it. It attracted. Now, this is a plastic thing. Will it attract? No. Iron things. You see, this is a key made of iron or steel. See here, what happens to it? See, it attracted that iron, nails or whatever it is. This will not go. So iron, nails, all these are attracted by there's a force exerted by the magnet, and that force exerted to attract the iron object, iron things. That is known as the magnetic force. That is known as the magnetic force. So these are the different types of forces. The first one is gravitational force, the force that pulls the objects down to the earth. Yes, that is known as the gravitational force. Next one, frictional force. What is it? The force that act against the movement of the objects. The movement of the objects. Then you have to exert some more force. I've said about walking. We are able to walk properly because there is a friction. Or yes, table. You can't because it is too tough to push the table or this bed itself. It is because of the friction exerted, because of the frictional force. Next one is the magnetic force, the force that exerted by the magnets to attract the iron objects and all. That is known as the muscular force, the force exerted by the muscles. These are the 4 types of forces you have to learn. Understood? So what is push? Moving away from us. The thing, that's the movement away from us. Pulling, moving towards us. And for all these, we need some energy. We are applying what? Force to it. That is known as the force. Yes. So that is this chapter. In the next class, we will read it and important points and all we will underline it. Okay. So thank you. Have a nice day.